We begin tonight with hundreds, if not thousands, of protesters and counter-protesters gathering on the steps of Seattle City Hall. And as expected, things turned ugly. This is video our cameras captured as tensions began to flare between police and protesters. Tonight, we're learning 8 people were taken into custody. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the news at 10. I'm David Rose.
I'm Matthew Smith. Sabira Rayford has the night off. Now, today's events come following a rally in Capitol Hill on Saturday called Mayday USA. The group's beliefs on trans rights and abortion drew counter-protesters, but while the two sides were facing off, the Christian group has turned their anger towards Seattle's mayor. They say he should apologize or resign after he blamed them for stoking the fire that led to all of Saturday's chaos. Meanwhile, police say the protesters were spitting at them and throwing items at them, all that leading to more than 20 arrests over the weekend. Fox 13's AJ Janaville is joining us live now. AJ, I know you've been out there the entire day. You were live with us during the 5 and 6 o'clock hours. It was a lot to take in. How are you feeling about everything, and what can you tell us now that things have settled down?
Matthew, such a different scene just a few hours later. Right here behind me is where that conservative Christian group had their rally. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of people who were here for that rally. You mentioned the reason they came out here. This was in protest. They were on the steps of City Hall for a reason. Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell calling their group, this conservative Christian group, the one who had their rally this past weekend, he called them right-wing and he called them extreme. We got a chance earlier in the day to talk to one of the people who was here in support of this conservative Christian group on the reason they were here.
The mayor, sadly, sided with the agitators, with Antifa. 23 people are arrested. They are the ones doing violence and intimidation. They are the ones promoting fear. The peaceful worshipers have every right to be there, regardless of the park, regardless of where it is. The mayor failed to defend the fundamental rights of these worshipers.
So you're looking at the video from outside this conservative Christian group's rally. This was on the other side of barricades on 4th Avenue, which is right in front of City Hall. Now, I heard from Seattle police that this conservative Christian group did not have a permit to be here for this rally. When you talk to the counter-protesters, the people who are a part of the Seattle community, who are pro-LGBTQ, who see this conservative Christian group coming into their neighborhood, they say attacking their beliefs. They then have questions on why it seems that Seattle police is targeting them. I got a chance to speak to some people who were here in protest, the pro-LGBTQ members, about not their concerns with this conservative Christian group, but the experiences that they had with Seattle police today.
I watched many innocent people on our side, protesters, who were doing nothing harmful, just standing there, getting harassed and abused by the police and getting arrested for doing absolutely nothing, just using their First Amendment right to speak on something they care about. And I think that's what the real problem is.
Now, I was standing among the protesters for hours today, and tensions were high. It was a hostile situation. You had, at points in the evening, these counter-protesters with these conservative Christian protesters within inches of one another, and then Seattle police doing what they could to prevent the violence. As David mentioned earlier, we know of 8 arrests. I have not heard of any injuries at this point, but we will continue to keep you up to date on what comes out of this protest today. David, Matthew.
AJ, thanks. Well, new tonight, an online post from FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino indicating the FBI will be investigating some of what's been unfolding here in Seattle. He writes, quote, "We have asked our team to fully investigate allegations of targeted violence against religious groups at the Seattle concert. Freedom of religion isn't a suggestion," end quote. Now, it's unclear if he means the rally that took place on Saturday or today's event, but it is clear that it has drawn the FBI's attention. Bongino, a former Secret Service agent turned conservative commentator, gained notoriety when he was banned by YouTube for spreading misinformation, but recently he was named the Deputy Director of the FBI. This is one of the latest politically charged investigations he's announced. Earlier this week, he did announce plans to reopen a number of unsolved high-profile cases, including cocaine found at the White House during the Biden administration and a leak of a Supreme Court decision.